welcome to Where to Ski. I'm John Morgan. Today we're in the U.S. Grab your skis. We're going to Deer Valley, Utah with our special guest, Mr. GS, TedLigety. Deer Valley's in Utah's Wasatch Mountains, 38 miles from Salt Lakes Airport. It's easy to get to and recognized as one of the world's most exclusive, luxurious, and expensive ski resorts. Back in 1946, this was known as Snow Park Ski Area. In 1981, it's changed its name and its purpose. There's been some serious and ongoing investment, a lot of expansion, and a fair amount of development, which has made this the blockbuster ski area that it is today. Aside from the luxurious homes, hotels, and restaurants, Deer Valley has some real deal skiing. It's hosted World Cup alpine and freestyle events, as well as the Olympic alpine events in 2002. Did I mention luxurious? Well, Deer Valley has some of the most high-end hotels, restaurants, shopping, and opera of any resort, period. Everywhere you turn, there's an amazing experience, whether it's a Stein Eriksen Lodge or the Golden Hirsch for lunch, or Chute 11 or the Sticky Wicket for opera. There are plenty of ways to have fun and spend way more than I should. But enough of the luxury and spending money. Let's talk about the mountain. This place just keeps getting bigger. After their latest expansion, they have 31 lifts serving 200 runs and 4,300 acres on 6 mountains. Yes, that's 6 mountains. 10 of those lifts and 100 of the runs have been added since 2024. As for the snow, normal snow year for this place is 246 inches. So they do get the white stuff. As for the skiing, this place skis, and it really skis well for any level skier. For beginners and intermediates, there's a ton of amazing skiing, most of it groomed to perfection. It's just too much to list here. We'll talk about some in the podcast. There's some expert skiing, like Chute 4 and the Daily Chute, that qualifies. And there's also some groom things that are expert skiing as well. Oh, did I mention grooming? They're the best at it. Taking laps first thing in the morning on Stein's Way is one of the best groomer experiences you could get anywhere. What Deer Valley does have is delightful out-of-the-way spots where you can find stashes that will keep you busy for your whole trip. Sometimes these, like Two Idiots, are named by the regulars and are hidden in one of the many glades that Deer Valley hides. Today's guest is a true legend. He's also a hometown boy. TedLigety spent 17 years on the World Cup, and along the way picked up 2 Olympic golds, 7 World Championship medals, 5 World Cup globes, 52 World Cup podiums. Whew. That's a mouthful. He has a signature style of skiing that is recognizable anywhere. I think that the Ligety turn, it's got to be trademarked. Now he's an entrepreneur, as CEO of Shred, and a father. He gets to ski with his kids on his home mountain. Who better to take us through this prime Utah spot? After a quick break, we'll talk to Ted and find out how this mountain skis. Gear up for untracked lines and deep days. Backcountry has your go-to ski and touring setup ready. From avalanche packs to fast skins, their gearhead experts tested all in the wild. Use code WHERETOSKI, all one word, at checkout for 15% off one full price item. Some exclusions apply. Let's make every run count. That's Backcountry at backcountry.com. Ted, welcome to Where to Ski.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, it's great to have you join us. You probably know this place better than anyone. You grew up in Park City. Deer Valley was just getting started when you were a kid. Man, you've seen some changes up there.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up skiing on the magic carpets, actually. Well, they weren't magic carpets then, but right out of Snow Park Lodge as a kid. And so, Deer Valley was my home mountain from 2 years old on. My parents always joked that the mountain was my babysitter. I was in the ski program, ski school and everything there. But, once I reached a certain age, I forget exactly how old it was. I mean, things are different nowadays than they were before, but probably like 8-ish. And, I'd be out roaming around the mountain by myself with my buddies and my younger brother. So, grew up basically on that mountain.
Yeah, did you ever get into trouble with the management?
Yeah, I mean, when you're an 8-year-old, you're definitely, we'd have our little places where we could hide from ski patrol. That's for sure.
I got pulled into the GM's office at Sugarbush one time. Told me not to throw snowballs at the
yeah. I mean, we'd pack snowballs together and put them on our skis. So we had like ammo basically, and try to like sneak them up or pile enough snow on your skis, and we'd lift your ski up across to your buddy, and they'd get make a snowball out of the tip, and then you'd throw it at a unsuspecting skier below you, which that's the dumb stuff you do when you're 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So then the guy would stop and start yelling at us, and then you're like, okay, we better go in the trees where the ski patrol won't find us. And then we go hang out there for a little while, maybe build a jump or something, and then, make our way back and try to find a different lift. And, yeah.
On to the next chaos.
Yeah.
So I drove through Deer Valley a couple months ago, and oh my God, it's been a while since I've been there. I have not seen development like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, the ski area is doubling this year. It is really cool. It's actually like, what's fun about it is I've been skiing this mountain for 40 years now, and I've seen it change, evolve over the years, and it's definitely changed a lot over the years. But to see it this year and to see the new terrain it's really exciting. It's something I'm really psyched about, because I think a lot of people drive by the new section, East Village section, on the highway, and they like see all this lower lying east facing stuff, and like, oh, how is that going to ski? But up top on Park Peak, it's going to be the best skiing on the mountain. Like the skiing they added is not just like rinky dinky beginner skiing. It's some real skiing. Like, it's going to have some of the steepest, most fun stuff, and some of the coolest groomers. Like, Stein's Way is kind of the most iconic run currently at Deer Valley. Like this beautiful east facing run on the ridge. You overlook, gets morning sun, and you're overlooking the Jordanelle. Well, there's like another version of Stein's Way on the next ridge over that has an even longer pitch to it.
Really?
And so the new terrain is going to be awesome. There's going to be a few runs that are just going to be really long, steep, sustained pitches, and some awesome, north facing tree runs, some cool, like northeast kind of facing spiny kind of like rollers that are steep. It's going to be amazing. I mean, I think people, when they get up there, and I mean, we're obviously having a bad snow year right now, but when that stuff opens up, I think people are going to be shocked.
Is that like off Revelator?
Yeah, for Revelator, exactly. And then on like the lower, like a little bit down from that, off the mid station, the gondola is like north side is kind of everybody's favorite intermediate kind of groomer skiing. And there's a new, basically like a doubling of that size zone 2 in the new area that is amazing skiing too. So I think people are going to be really surprised that like, it's not what you see from the highway. There's a lot more beyond that. And it provides some like really cool views too. Like, you're overlooking Timpanogos and Midway, and you see the section of the mountain in a different way. Even though you're like just one ridge over, your view of the Wasatch totally changes. So it's pretty amazing. And also, like, now with the gondola, like getting beginner kind of first time skiers up to that new pinion section, you're skiing at the top of the mountain as a beginner, and so you're out of the base area. You're like in the views, not like looking at the parking lot. It's like it's a cool way to like get a better mountain experience. So
there's some beginner skiing up there at the top too. That's one hell of a gondola. I mean, that looks huge. That East Village gondola.
Yeah, it's long. Has a mid station. I'm not sure, it's a 10 person. I'm not sure exactly how long it is, but it is sizable. A lot of vertical, covers a lot of area. So it's going to be amazing. And that new lodge they're building is super cool looking. I mean, the views out there are going to be amazing.
That's really cool. Just to let other people know that may not know Deer Valley that well, there's like 3 entry points. That's one of them.
Yeah. I mean, right now, there's even more. Like, currently there's Snow Park, Silver Lake, and then you can go. I mean, there's a lot of lifts you can get into from, ski and ski out houses or hotels. But then, this new East Village is a good way. I mean, especially Park City's become really crowded, like with people driving to town, and it's great to have a main thoroughfare entry to the mountain. off that other side. You don't have to drive through the middle of Park City. And it's like real skiing right off the bat. It's one lift into all the places you want to go.
Yeah, I heard there was a good run into Jordanelle too, because that's another entry point. And I heard that there's one run down there that's really quite fun.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Yeah, it's gonna be some cool terrain. It's a cool perspective too, because you'd always see Jordanelle, the reservoir right there, from way up high, but now it almost feels like you're skiing into it. So it's cool to be able to like bring that kind of lake feeling to the bottom of the mountain.
That's a little different, sort of like skiing at Heavenly.
Yeah.
Now you get to spend time skiing with your kids. Now you're working hard, but you spend some time with your kids.
Yeah. So I have an 8-year-old and 5-year-old twins, all boys, and they're loving skiing. I mean, the 8-year-old, he's in the Park City ski team programs right now, skiing 2 days a week, and is loving it. He can basically ski anywhere in the mountain, whether it's daily chutes or groomers or wherever it is. He's ripping it up. And then the 5-year-olds are just figuring out how to conquer the blues right now. So the mountain is really opening up for them, and it's fun. I mean, it's so cool. They're all in ski programs. I mean, those who have kids, ski school is nice.
Ski school can be a lifesaver.
Having somebody else teach your kids, kind of the frustrating parts of the sport. Then the kids just want to come and show off to you. It makes everybody's experience much better.
I've got 4 boys, and
oh man,
I thought my back was going to die by the time I got through with the 4th one.
Yeah.
And ski school makes a huge difference. When you get them all together and you take them out, where do you take them?
Kind of depends. I mean, now that the twins can ski blues, you can kind of go anywhere. I mean, at 8 to 5, all they want to do is ski the trees. And there's a lot of they call them all these like little secret trails. There's so many little tree runs for the kids at Deer Valley, or even like the little, where the normal powder skiing is in the glades and stuff there. That's where they want to be. For me and my back and my body these days, I like the groomers or powder. The trees and the moguls aren't necessarily my favorite place to be, but that's the only place they want to be. So I follow them through those areas.
That sounds like a blast. There's Deer Valley's got a ton of that too, sort of unnamed things in the woods.
Yeah.
I've got a couple friends that ski there a lot, and they're talking about places like Two Idiots and stuff like that. I'm like, where is Two Idiots? Well, it's down below here, and it's. I mean,
that's what's cool about Deer Valley. I mean, I think a lot of mountains have like this one famous section for powder skiing. I think people think of Deer Valley like when they go powder skiing, they think of Empire, but the mountain has a lot of steep terrain on each of the different mountains. There's a lot of cool places to go that aren't just limited to one little section. So we're lucky that we spread people out on a powder day, and we can always find it. And there's lots of hidden stashes in the trees. A lot of different like little ridge lines you don't see from the lift or from the map, and you can always find the goods.
What's the day workout like when you have your kids? Do you start in a specific part of the mountain and work your way across the mountain, or is it just like what looks good and just go there?
Yeah, I mean, with the kids, they generally kind of dictate where we go. So we're generally starting off at Snow Park and then, heading up. I mean, I try to like push them to go to Wasatch or whatever. I mean, if sometimes they want to go run the NASTAR course down there on Wasatch, or they're going over to Quincy and skiing some of the trees over there. I mean, it kind of depends on the day and what they're into. They kind of, every day they have their own little ideas and where they want to go.
Did they ever ask you to ski the NASTAR course?
Yeah, I do it some. Yeah, I go out there and race it every once in a while. More I like to follow the kids doing it.
I was gonna say you show up at a NASCAR course and you see TedLigety running before you. That would be a little intimidating.
Yeah, man, maybe. I think people like the direct comparison there.
Take out the intermediary. I got it. Hey, where do you take the kids for a break?
Yeah, Silver Lake. I love going there. I mean, the kids love their chicken fingers. Jax is into the turkey chili actually, so that's kind of the famous Deer Valley meal. So he's into that. And yeah, so that's kind of like our main go-to spot. So yeah, I mean, like the food on the hill there it's pretty amazing in Deer Valley. We're lucky. So
I've
a lot
heard
of cool
that turkey
places.
chili's to kill for. I've never had it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, that is like the famous thing they've had on the menu for years and years. But Jacob, the guy who runs dining at Deer Valley, is doing an amazing job. I mean, it's always little tweaks to the menu here and there. So um, generally lodge food is kind of meh, but Deer Valley brings it up a notch.
Well, I've heard that of late, especially there's some pretty good food over in that part of the world.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
do you like to show that mountain off too? Do you take people out and go skiing with them and show them your mountain?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of like friends and stuff that come and visit, but I do a lot of corporate ski day, corporate speaking stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, took a big group out yesterday and shown around the mountain, and yeah, that's a big part of what I do. I have a good relationship with Deer Valley, and so yeah, I do a lot of that.
For example, yesterday, where'd you take them yesterday? Yesterday was probably a pretty sunny day with,
Yeah, I
a little
mean,
bit of snow a few days ago.
in the perfect world, I like especially if it's like a good group of skiers, like Stein's Way in the morning is my go-to. It's just beautiful. It's like it's the prettiest mountain run on the mountain right now. I think as the new terrain opens up, Revelator and some of the stuff over there, it's going to be kind of the new go-to. But as it stands right now, like Stein's Way is just amazing. Like you're in the morning skiing in the sun, view is amazing. It's kind of like a narrow run up top, so it's nice to hit it early when it's nice and groomed and smooth and everything. So that's kind of like our first go-to. Especially if you have a good group. It's got a steep section there that if you have somewhat below intermediates, they're not always super comfortable with it.
You have to talk them down.
Yeah.
Well, when you get to ski, just with your buddies or even take a few runs by yourself, aside from Stein's Run, where do you go to? If you've got, let's start with a groomer day. I know Stein's like been the go-to since that place opened.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Wizard is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Ran under Wasatch chair. It's a good hero run to lay some markers down, nice long pitch at the bottom. That's fun. I should have Red Cloud, which is the old triple lift. There's a fun one, Stargazer, that's always a favorite of mine. And yeah, like it's a lot of goods are spread out there, which is nice that, you kind of hit every mountain, have your little favorites. I mean, I love Silverbuck, going down to Silver Strike lift. Even like Empire, like skiing, it's not Conviction, it's Supreme, like along the ridge there. We were doing that yesterday, and that was beautiful. I mean, that run is so much fun along the ridge over in Empire. So there's a lot of places that are really fun skiing. I mean, as I was saying earlier, these days my body doesn't love like skiing the moguls unless it's like slushier powder moguls. So, I stick to more of the groomers or the powder when that happens. But Deer Valley is kind of the perfect place for hitting those groomers.
I spent my time at Stedman. I get limitations of the body. The knees don't do what they used to.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever go spend much time in the daily bowls? Those are I've never skied.
Yeah, I go for those for sure. I mean, that is like the hot spot. So that's like Deer Valley is not known for the powder fever where like they're all like the young bucks like frothing at the mouth, like super aggressive, trying to like get out there. But if there's one place where people are trying hard to get to early, it's the daily chutes and daily bowls. So those generally like you have to be good on your timing to get out there early and right when the rope drops, because that is the popular spot to hit first, where a lot of time I let them have that. I know where to go and get my goods. Otherwise I don't need to get in the powder fever with a bunch of 20-year-olds.
But there is some spots there for 20-year-olds that are ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Just terrorize.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's some real terrain. Yeah, those like some good cliffs and cornices and a lot of like really fun terrain. I mean,
Yeah, I've never skied there. I hear you
Deer
have
Valley,
to.
like Deer Valley. People think it's just like all intermediate skiing, but there's some real stuff
About it. The real stuff is like going into Daily Bowl and you got to jump into it, and it's
Yeah,
fairly narrow, and then it opens up and you turn into a big bowl. That sounds awesome.
yeah, that's fun.
So, getting past a little bit past the skiing, I think if I remember right, you love pizza. And where do you go for a lunch spot there? The Five Tory in Cortina's got a TedLigety pizza. I think
Yeah,
it's
the
still good.
Chicatora, yeah,
Are you?
yeah.
Is there anything with your name on it there?
No, we don't have a Deer Valley pizza flavor. I know. I need to push them on that. I have a pizza in a couple of places in Italy, and so I need the name on the pizza here. I get here at Deer Valley, I guess. But actually, the Deer Valley pizza is quite good. So yeah,
What's your go to for food when you're done skiing when you go there?
on the mountain, you're saying in town.
Um, well, from what you've been saying, the mountain could almost rival town, but probably town.
Yeah, I mean, pizza in town. There's a new place, Matilda. It's awesome. Awesome pizza. It's kind of like go to there. Yukiyama, like sushi wise, I think that even like rivals some Euro sushi. So we're lucky. I think the food in Park City has gotten a lot better over the course of the last 10 years. And yeah, Deer Valley is amazing. I mean, they actually do a good job when in the lodges converting them over to some cool dining experiences. Like I've done a few things up at Empire, which is, oh man, what is the name of it right now? I'm getting the name of the place confused, but it's like raclette, like kind of like a Swiss style raclette thing they do around the fires, which is fun. And it's cool to see how they convert those lodges into a cool like homey experience.
So they have dinner experiences up on the hill too.
Yeah, exactly. Like Casting Cut is another one, which is like a seafood buffet, which is good out of Snow Park. And yeah, they've really done an amazing job. I mean, that's since the beginning. I mean, food has been high on the list of priorities of Deer Valley, and so they're not lacking there at all.
Well, Deer Valley's not known for skimping on things, and I'm sure food is right at the top of the list. Now, do you ever hit Chute 11 or that other yurt next to it?
A little bit here and there. I mean, my après scene is a little bit more limited these days, especially with kids. So
I was going to say, with kids, you don't get to do it much, but
yeah, I mean, check it out. I mean, they've done a cool job creating some more unique experiences on the mountain. What's the one over by St. Regis is a little bit more of a less than your ski boots kind of place, but Edgar's actually out of Snow Park is pretty cool. They do a good job with some food and some après there as well.
Well, my definition of après is you got to at least take like a day's worth of runs before you're allowed to walk in the door.
Yeah, exactly. And Sticky Wicket is like the new addition they had last year, which is upstairs in Silver Lake. And they do a good job in there. It's fun. It's like kind of they've done it kind of retro style, and it's fun. It's a good location right there. Fun place to wind down the end of the day.
That's easy in, easy out. And I don't
exactly.
Après is not conducive to skiing the next day either. So that makes it tougher. You've spent a lot of time there, and not everyone skis, or people don't ski the whole time they're there. There's a lot to do there that's past skiing. You've got Deer Valley, you've got Park City. You're a half hour from Salt Lake if you want to go see a basketball game or a hockey game or something. There's a lot to do up there. Any suggestions?
Yeah, I mean, you can go snowmobiling. There's some like sleigh rides. There's all like snowshoeing. There's all sorts of fun stuff you can do outside of skiing. So it's not just a solo ski place. Obviously that's the main draw. But there's a lot more to it. I mean, the spas are pretty highly touted and things like that. But pretty like we're lucky in Park City. We have proximity to Salt Lake, down like towards Midway, Heber, Camas, like the Uintas. There's a lot of cool places to explore.
Other thing that's cool there is the Olympic Center. I went there this summer to do
Yeah.
a show with Doug Lewis,
Yep.
and in the winter it must be really cool when they've got actually snow on the hills that they're jumping. But now, even in the summer, it was cool to watch them do that into the pools.
Yeah, it's cool. You can go check that out. You can see the bobsled luge. A lot of the parks, these race teams are out there training actually all the time. So that's been cool to see how that's converted into a cool community use. And yeah, summertime's cool because they're jumping into the pool. Yeah, they're just in the big ski jumps right now, and they got a moguls course over there. Like they're doing a cool job. I mean, that place is going to get really developed with the Olympics coming in 9 years or 8 years now. It's coming on fast, 8 years away.
It's like 8 years in a month. You're going to Cortina to announce, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the men are in boat racing in Bormio. So I'll be in Bormio the whole time, covering the men's races with NBC. So that'll be fun. I mean, Bormio is always one of my favorite stops. I mean, as far as ski towns out there, it's about as cool as it gets because it's, kind of like a ninth century Roman bath town with all these like hot springs. And so it's less of like the town is less built around skiing and more around like a medieval little Italian village, which is cool with the cobblestone streets and all that. So it's got a different feel to it than a lot of places. And that race hill is pretty amazing. One of the scarier hills in the World Cup. So it's gonna be fun watching it being raced in the Olympics is that next level.
That is cool, and that the town is really cool. I think it was one of those border towns where they used to collect tolls when people were going over the Alps.
Yeah, exactly.
So you transitioned from skiing to being an entrepreneur with Shred and Shred Optics. Being an entrepreneur is really hard. I've seen it in a lot of different areas, and bringing new products out successfully in a crowded market is hard. What's your favorite part of all this? It's also a lot of work. What's your favorite part of doing this?
Yeah, so I started Shred when I was 21 years old after the 2006 Olympics. So been doing it almost 20 years now, which is kind of wild to think. So we've been doing it for a long time and did it throughout my entire career. And it was actually like the whole impetus was trying to create products that gave me an advantage. Better lenses, better protection. Like I was a tinker. I am a tinker. I love product development side of things and creating real technologies and real benefits. I mean, so much of what's out there is like a marketing driven slapstick, product innovation, whereas I was trying to create something that would actually give me a real advantage. And like our lenses, our contrast boosting lens 2.0, which is like, I was like, hey, if we can make a lens that I can see better in flat light, that makes me a second faster. What it does for my wife, who's an intermediate skier, is, she's in the lodge generally when it's flat light, but nowadays she's still out there skiing. So, I think we've always had this philosophy, and I've always had this philosophy is trying to create, performance enhancing products for myself and people at the highest level, but almost always those help the average skier out. And I think we're really unique in having that thought process of, accommodating or trying to benefit the highest performing people and athletes and how that actually has real world implications. So that's always been fun. I mean, I love digging my teeth into the product side of things. The ski
That
business
sounds like the most fun right there. I love the new ad for that. Noise canceling for your vision.
Yeah, noise canceling. Yeah, exactly. So it's the ski business is hard. Like as you said, it's a crowded market. The market's dominated by, two really big players, and Smith, which is owned by Sofalo, and Oakley, which is owned by Luxottica, and, Giro, it's owned by Vista Outdoors. Like the biggest three players are these mega conglomerates, billion market cap type players. So it's obviously really hard to beat them at their own game, but, it's fun. I mean, we're doing things a different way and in a way that, we have some real advantages. So, it's been fun. Yeah. Challenging industry, but
challenging.
Fun. I mean, that's
challenging
why we're doing
probably it. When you're racing, it must've been a real challenge to keep up with everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was always a good distraction for me was being able to think about things besides ski racing. I like that side of it. Then it made it easier when I was done racing that I could sink my teeth into something right away. Made that transition a little easier as well. So,
and that's a really hard transition. What's the most challenging or the thing you like least about running a company like that?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, and the hardest part is like in sales, there's so much out of your control. When you're direct to consumer, you can control that interaction with your end consumer. But, as you sell in various countries, you're a couple layers away from those consumers. And so you're not always a part of how things are being communicated. And that is tough sometimes, especially when you're a smaller brand where, that communication piece and that like storytelling is so important, and making sure that it doesn't get lost in translation and lost in the mix of, people trying to just solo sell features or price points or whatever it is, like, trying to that storytelling and showing the differentiation, especially when you're, a few layers away is always challenging.
How's your German?
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. So, I mean, I took some in high school. The thing about German is everybody speaks English. So, it would have been more useful for me to learn Italian or something like that.
I figured that you have to do some of the promotion for that stuff in German or in Italian or in French to be able to get through to those guys.
So my business partner is Italian, so we have that side of it covered. But yeah, the other, I mean, it's hard. That's what's hard about it. Localize brands in those countries, especially in that like mid-tier, level. So
dealing with distributors, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dealing with distributors too, I'm sure that's just not fun. But so you also
it's not fun. It's hard being layers away. Yeah.
Yeah. You've also been working with DPS, which is a pretty cool ski brand. You've been doing some work with down in Salt Lake. And I assume that you go down, work with them to build something new and then take it out that afternoon and run it.
Yeah, we're really unique with DPS. I mean, the factory is in downtown Salt Lake, so we're 25 minutes away from basically 10 ski areas. So it's amazing. I mean, we're doing the full manufacturing process end to end. So we have a lot of freedom in what we can do on the R&D side of things, and so we're making a ton of prototypes, testing stuff right away. Like the day they come out of the press, we could be skiing on them. So the product development loop is so tight. I mean, having worked with other ski companies in the past on product development, we are doing it at 10x the speed. And we're able to do some really cool things. I mean, what we're doing with carbon fiber is pretty amazing. I mean, that's always been kind of their bread and butter, and we're a long ways away ahead of people from knowing how to utilize that in different weaves and utilization there. So it's been a really fun process and is like right in my wheelhouse for favorite things to do.
So can you actually take a thought of what a ski could do better, go down and implement it in a few days and get it back on the hill to try it and see if it worked?
I mean, in the perfect world, we're whiteboarding ideas on a Monday, making them on a Tuesday, or at least finishing the CAD up on a Tuesday, skiing on a Wednesday. I mean, the process can be that tight.
Oh my God.
So it's pretty wild. And then that's and if you're going, solo with constructions, you can, do 5 iterations of those, in that same time zone, or time frame. So, I mean, we were able to have a really tight loop on the R&D, which, brings what we've been doing, on the piecework side of things. I've been mostly focused on the kind of groomer oriented resort style skis that DPS really has not been known for, which they're starting to be known for. It's become a big piece of the business. I mean, that's what we're doing product iteration wise. I mean, in 1 year, we're doing about as much as most other big ski companies are doing in 10, just by the amount of iterations and how much we can test and tinker and how fast our loop is.
That's crazy, the turnaround times. When we used to go test skis back when I raced in the Stone Ages, we'd go testing and they'd have all these skis lined up, and the changes that would be made, you wouldn't see for months. a lot of times. You could get maybe some tweaks, but mostly it was months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes, 6 months and for one iteration or two iterations. I mean, that's kind of the scale of most of the industry where, it's, when we're like in real development phase, we're going through 10 iterations in a couple of weeks.
You having fun with that?
Yeah, I mean that's like the dream job for a ski nerd like myself, who loves skiing, loves like trying to feel out the differences of skis, loves trying to solve those engineering problems. I mean, like I said, that's a big part of why I started Shred, was trying to solve those kind of engineering problems and giving myself an advantage. This is about trying to create something that's more fun and creates a unique feeling on snow, and so that's the dream.
That's pretty cool. So what I found, I'm going to move on to sort of another area here. People that ski at the highest levels and live in the mountains and just love the mountains, they've got a passion for the sport and for the mountains that they talk to other people about. How do you communicate that passion to some of the tons of people you meet up on the way?
Yeah, I mean, when people ski, they get it. I mean, I think there's few things in the world where a 5-year-old can do the sport with their dad in their 40s and their grandpa in their 70s, and everybody can have fun. I mean, what other sports out there you can do that? When I ask people that, people say golf, but I don't know many 5-year-olds and 40-year-olds and 70-year-olds are going on the golf course all together, and everybody's having a great time. Skiing is a really unique sport in that sense that it's so multi-generational. You're outdoors. It's generally beautiful, like you're in the mountains. It's fresh air. It's fun. It's exhilarating. It's just such a unique sport. There's nothing else like it in the world. It's both a lifestyle, high-end sport. It meets and checks all the boxes. So it's a pretty cool thing.
What's the one run that you've ever taken that you just go back to? Maybe it's some run like the Vallée Blanche and at Chamonix, or something you've skied that you go back and that I'll just never beat that run.
Oh man, I mean, internationally, the Grand Riza, which is the GS Hill in Alta Badia, is one of the coolest runs out there. I mean, coolest GS race hill. Even like beyond the race hill, like where it starts off the gondola, it's just like a steep, windy, amazing, fun groomer. Like on the World Cup, you generally get a free ski the hill the day before the race. And a lot of time it's just like, there's piles of snow from other courses that were up the day before, or it's just like not necessarily in perfect shape, or the hill is like too much weird terrain to, fully let it rip. And that hill, it's just so much fun to just fully get after it.
That sounds like a ball. When you're racing, you don't always get to choose where you're skiing, and you're sort of limited to where you can actually cut it really loose and all the rest of that. And I'm surprised you picked that one. That's pretty cool, though. Now You're skiing. What are you skiing for skis now? Are you skiing just on DPS or anything else?
Yeah, just the DPSs. I mean, we're testing stuff all the time, so I'm on a lot of prototypes. But the Pieceworks 94 that we just released has been kind of my daily driver. Arcs, GS style turns on a groomer, but I can go rip in the trees or 6 inches ish powder. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so that's where I was going to get to, is that 94 was the key part.
Yeah. Favorite Deer Valley run?
I would say Steinsway. Steinsway is up there. It's just a classic. It's hard not to say Steinsway.
Okay. And what's your next family big non-work trip?
Nothing's on the calendar right now. We were just in Hawaii for Christmas, so that was the last big trip.
Oh, you just got back.
We live in the mountains, so we generally we gravitate towards the beach if we're going on a trip.
I get it. By March and April, the beach sounds pretty good, especially when it's been really cold and snowy. Ted, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about skiing and visiting Deer Valley. If you're lucky, you might see Ted just ripping it on Steins first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I'm up there all the time. So yeah, come say hi.
You'll definitely see him on the Olympic ski broadcast, at least in the U.S. market.
Yeah.
If you like our podcasts, please share them and subscribe on our website, wheretoski.org. It's free. Stay connected to us and listen to perspectives on some of the world's best mountains from the legends that live there. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Mr. Ligety. I really appreciate your time.
It was fun.
And many thanks to our sponsors, Backcountry and Global Rescue. And finally, thanks to the Grits for the music. Gear up for untracked lines and deep days. Backcountry has your go-to ski and touring setup ready. From avalanche packs to fast skins, their gearhead experts tested all in the wild. Use code WHERETOSKI, all one word, at checkout for 15% off one full price item. Some exclusions apply. Let's make every run count. That's Backcountry at backcountry.com.